I check your oil, put some of that thickener in.
Yeah, it looks like it's setting up your meeting for Zoom. Yeah.
So I'm trying to find what. There we go. All right, Mr. Chairman, you are live.
All right, we are live and we're ready to call this special call meeting of the Calvert City Board of Adjustments to order at 5:31 on December 8th. Our first item is to recess into a public hearing to hear comments on a couple of items. Conditional use filed by Ladidra Coley at her property at 694 Crabapple Drive. She is seeking a conditional use to operate a home occupation out of her facility. So if you will approach,
Let's go. If you would.
John will swear you in.
Put your right hand. State your name.
Ladidra Coley.
You swear to tell the truth.
Yes.
Okay. You will just tell them what you're wanting to do on your home occupation.
I am working as a here in my home for up to 6 children.
This is Crabapple, right? Yes.
Now, will you be providing meals?
Yes.
Okay. Is there any outdoor activities?
Do you play in my backyard? That's too
Sure.
far. Yeah, and
Okay. All right. So, and then you have a room for them to be in.
yes, we have to abide by the state standards, the Muslim division of child care for the state of Kentucky. So we have to have so many square feet per child.
Okay.
And plenty of exits and
Yes.
directions
Just
and
with my
fire.
emergency.
Yeah,
plan today.
emergency, you got handled emergencies. I don't have any questions.
I'm good at this.
It's great.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
All right, our next item.
You guys see if there's anybody that has anything else.
Oh, yeah, is there any member of the public here to speak for or against this? And seeing that there are none, they're all together. We'll move on. All right, our next item on the agenda is public hearing to receive public comment on an application for a variance filed by Mark Portner for his property at 4072 US Highway 62. Seeks a variance to expand the structure into the required front setback. Great, you'll come forward.
State your name.
Rick Porter.
You swear to tell the truth.
I do.
Hey, what's up, man?
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Let's go ahead and tell them what
Okay,
you got.
I'm going to add almost double, a little bit more than double the square footage of the current office that I'm currently. My building on to the east side of the property. The side variance is fine. I'm within the setback of that. The front setback though, if you know my current structure, I have an overhang that's partially covering our walkway.
Mhm.
I'm wanting to essentially on the new structure, just a hair in front of that covered walkway. So I can use that walkway to get into my new structure too.
So you're gonna have two separate buildings,
It-
essentially, kind of with the walkway.
Connected,
Got
but
it.
yes, two separate structures, two separate entrances.
If you look at the site plan A1, you'll see the actual design on the building. In the top center, shows you the floor plan.
So just to make sure, because I'm directionally challenged, Brent.
Yep.
So this is the building is, you're building closest to Biokinetic, you're building towards Biokinetics, but you're coming out a little bit from the front. Is that accurate?
That's correct. So it doesn't show that walkway that is there. It's about a 3-foot covered walkway. The roof comes out about 3 foot from the structure that's shown that's existing. So essentially, I'm going to be about a foot past that, just to make the door work where I can get into it. Got a lot of deliveries and things going through the front door. It's nice to be able to walk on a day like today. And
The actual site plan showing the existing structure and the new
Addition.
proposed structure.
I like it.
The actual structure itself is actually a non-conforming structure in that it's within 25 feet of the property line. So it's in the setback by about a little less than 3 feet. This structure will be a little less than 7 feet in the setback, okay? Still 18 feet 2 3/4 inches from the actual property line. But if you look, I think the reason you got that set up is the actual entrance is coming in off the side. So that 4 feet is set up for that door entrance. One question I have is, I know this was an overlay, and I know you're not gonna line your parking places up quite like that. Yeah,
Correct.
there'll be more lined up with the building, I'm
They will,
thinking, okay.
yes.
And the other thing is trash. The trash bins, are they garbage cans?
Currently, it's the city bin.
Okay, so it's just a garbage can.
That's correct.
Okay, is that what you're staying with?
Yes.
Okay, fine. That's what I need. That's what I want to verify.
And then my only question, Brandon, is any changes to the aesthetics of the current building or is the new building gonna match the aesthetics of what? the
It
building
will
is?
match, I will most likely replace the siding, but the roof, the roof's in good shape. I've got a few spots on the current structure that I would like to have repaired, and probably it'd be the best course of action for me to go ahead and replace the siding. Like that. Correct. Yes, sir.
But all to match once you got it.
That's correct. More current,
I'm good.
a little bit more current, color scheme as well.
Modernize a little.
Yes, sir.
Good. Okay, thank you. All right, and is there anybody here to speak for or against this from the public? And being that there are none, we will move on. We will prepare ourselves. We will reconvene, recess. We'll close the public hearing and we will reconvene into our special call meeting. First item on the agenda, now we're back to approval of the minutes. We have a motion concerning the minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as they are.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? All right, there's that. All right. We are now ready to discuss the Deidre Colby's conditional use application. Any comments?
No, my only comment is she said that she was working with the appropriate state officials, and I'm good with everything, depending on the state officials. That's all I got. That's all I got.
You already know that.
Yeah, just as long as that goes
Yep,
through.
as long as you're working with the right people there, and no neighbors showed up to complain about it. Totally. Childcare, so that's great. All right, let's go through our question. You are muted.
You're muted, Greg. You're muted.
I would be curious to know what this.
Okay, now, can you hear me clearly?
Yes, yes, can you hear me now? Sandra has many jobs.
Okay. All right. So, so you're ready to proceed through the findings?
Yes.
All right. Do you find adequate evidence showing that the proposed use at the proposed location is in fact a conditional use as established under the provisions of the zoning ordinance? And as your counsel, I will tell you that section 8.2 of the zoning ordinance allows home occupations with a conditional use permit.
Okay, Mr. Miles and Mr. Gregory are not here, so I'll proceed and we'll call their name. Any further? Mr. Kearns?
Yes.
Mr. Sills?
Yes.
Mr. Traylor? Yes.
Do you find that the proposed use at the proposed location will be harmonious with and in accordance with the general objectives or with any specific objective of the city's comprehensive plan and or zoning ordinance? And this is a residential district wherein this is allowed.
Yes.
Mr. Traylor? Yes. Mr. Kearns?
Yes.
Do you find that the proposed use will be designed, constructed, operated, and maintained so as to be harmonious and appropriate in appearance with the existing or intended character of the general vicinity, and that such use will not change the essential character of the same area?
Mr. Trailer,
Yes.
Mr. Sills,
Yes.
Mr. Kearns,
Yes.
Do you find that the proposed use will not be hazardous or disturbing to existing or future neighboring uses?
Mr. Kearns,
Yes.
Mr. Sills,
Yes.
Mr. Trailer,
Yes.
Do you find that the proposed use may be served adequately by essential public facilities and services such as highways, streets, police and fire protection, drainage structures, refuse disposal, water and sewer and schools, or that the persons or agencies responsible for the establishment of the proposed use will be able to provide adequately any such services?
Mr. Sills,
Yes.
Mr. Trailer,
Yes.
Mr. Kearns,
Yes.
Do you find that the proposed use will not create excessive additional requirements at public cost for public facilities and services and will not be detrimental to the economic welfare of the community?
Mr. Trailer,
Yes.
Mr. Kearns,
Yes.
Mr. Sills,
Yes.
Do you find that the proposed use will not involve uses, activities, processes, materials, equipment, and conditions or operation that will be detrimental to any persons, property, or the general welfare by reason of excessive production of traffic noise, smoke, fumes, glare, or odors?
Mr. Kearns,
Yes.
Mr. Sills,
Yes.
Mr. Trailer,
Yes.
Do you find that the proposed use will have vehicular approaches to the property which shall be so designed as to not create an interference with traffic on surrounding public thoroughfares?
Mr. Sills,
Yes.
Mr. Trailer,
Yes.
Mr. Kearns,
Yes.
And do you find that the proposed use will not result in the destruction, loss, or damage of a natural, scenic, or historic feature of major importance?
Mr. Trailer,
Yes.
Mr. Kearns,
Yes.
Mr. Sills,
Yes.
all answers are in the affirmative.
So I
Having
would
made
make
those
my-
findings, you may now entertain. Having made those findings, you may now entertain a motion to grant or deny the requested permit. But you may also, if you wish, discuss any restrictions or conditions that you'd like to place on the permit.
What I was gonna say, guys, is I was going to make a motion to approve it with the condition that it's okayed by all state authorities, Marshall County Building Inspector and all regional authorities. So I'll make a motion that we approve this conditional use permit with the condition that that the child care facility is approved by state regulation authorities for that, as well as Marshall County Building Inspector, et cetera, et cetera.
I don't know if the building inspector has anything on this one. I think it's just the state regulatory officials.
Okay, so you, I guess, Kristen, would have been to all require,
Yeah.
all require regulatory.
Any other regulatory authority.
Yep, that works fine, but no, yeah.
We have a motion. Do we have a second? Okay. For discussion, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Very good.
Thank you all very much. We're glad.
And
to
I'll
hear you.
request that Crystal. Yeah, and I'll request that Crystal send me those conditions, so that I can put those on the permit.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Yes. Our variance. Council.
Okay, you're a little garbled, but are you ready to do the findings necessary for the variance?
We are ready to move on.
Okay. As you consider your answers to the questions, please consider them in light of the following issues. First, did the requested variance arise from special circumstances which do not generally apply to land in the general vicinity or in the same zone? Secondly, would the strict application of the provisions of the regulation deprive the applicant of the reasonable use of the land or create an unnecessary hardship on the applicant? And third, are the circumstances the result of actions of the applicant taken subsequent to the adoption of the zoning regulation from which relief is sought? Given those considerations, do you find the granting of this variance will not adversely affect the public health, safety, or welfare?
Mr. Kearns,
Yes.
Mr. Sills,
Yes.
Mr. Trailer.
Yes.
And do you find that the granting of the variance will not alter the essential character of the general vicinity?
Mr. Sills,
Yes.
Mr. Taylor? Yes. Mr. Kearns?
Yes.
Do you find that the granting of the variance will not cause a hazard or nuisance to the public?
Mr. Trailer? Yes. Mr. Kearns?
Yes.
Mr. Sills?
Yes.
And do you-
You're gonna have to repeat that one, Greg.
You're frozen. You find that the granting of this variance
Do
will
you
not
find
allow-
that grant,
John's got you, Greg. Just hold on.
will not allow
Can you-
any unreasonable circumvention of the requirements of the zoning regulations. Mr. Kearns?
Yes.
Mr. Sills?
Yes.
Mr. Flynn? Yes. All answers in the affirmative?
very good. And also note that, if the request for the variance arose from circumstances that are the result of willful violations, that you would be required to deny the variance. In this case, I don't think any evidence of willful violation has been presented.
Understood. So I'll
Now-
So you can now entertain a motion to grant the variance or deny the variance.
I have one other question. What do you call that? The Connex. It's going, it's leaving, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine.
It's just overflow right at the moment.
Okay, all right. That's all I needed.
Thank you. For no context, he's not.
The motion. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion that we approve the variance as Mr. Porter has presented it. For the new construction of the building.
All right, we have a motion, second by Gary. All right, any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? And there is none. All right, and that brings us to the conclusion of business on our agenda. Is it special call? We will- Any motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I will second that motion.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? There are none. We will consider ourselves adjourned at 5:48 and a half.
For dinner. I appreciate it, guys. Thanks a lot.
Hey, we'll send you your permits as soon as I get it in from Greg, okay?
You saw the permit from Casey.
I did, I worried about that.
Hey, Greg, where are you going?
Hey, thanks, Brent.
Thank
Thank you
you.
much.
Hey, Greg, where are you going? Where are you at?
See you guys. Where am I at?
Yes.
I am on my way to my father's 92nd birthday party.
Awesome.
And,
Happy birthday. Give him a hug.
Where's he
I'll
having
tell
his
you.
birthday?
This is also, we're celebrating Dad's 92nd birthday and Emily's birthday and Tessa's graduation from college and Haley's graduation from college. It's all, we're combining them all. So I'm on my way to that celebration.
We got free for all.
That's how you save money, Greg.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, let me shut the meeting off here.
Y'all have a good evening.
You
Merry
too.
Christmas, everybody.
Tell them all, congratulations.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, guys. Thank you, mate.